Amara. She was not just obedient, she was defined by it, a vessel for the coven's rigid laws, each spell a meticulous echo of the past. The weight of expectation felt heavier than any enchanted artifact. Her private chambers, though adorned with traditional artifacts, often felt like a gilded cage. While her hands perfected ancient gestures, her mind yearned for a different kind of magic, a spontaneous spark that often felt stifled beneath layers of inherited duty. Mama Ngozi, the venerable elder of the Grand Coven, often praised Amara's unwavering adherence. Amara, she would declare, her voice resonating with authority, "You are the steadfast root of our lineage, the very embodiment of our sacred ways." Her words, meant as honor, often felt like an unbreakable chain. One oppressive morning, a chilling silence descended upon the coven. Mama Ngozi summoned Amara, her face etched with a fear Amara had never seen. "The Whispering Woods," Mama Ngozi began, her voice barely a whisper. "They are not merely silent, they are dying. The heartwood, the source of our magic, is draining away." "You must go," Mama Ngozi commanded, her gaze piercing, "and perform the heartwood restoration. Every incantation, every gesture must be precise. The fate of our magic, our very existence, rests on your obedience." She handed Amara a scroll that pulsed with a faint, ancient light. Amara prepared, her heart a tumultuous drum against her ribs. The weight of the coven's trust, the immense stakes, and the terrifying possibility of failure pressed down on her. She clutched the ancient scroll, its rigid rules a familiar, yet suddenly suffocating, comfort. As she stepped into the Whispering Woods, the silence was not merely eerie, it was a hungry void. The air felt heavy, suffocating, actively draining the magic from her very core. Each step felt like wading through a thick, oppressive gloom, and she felt her own strength waning. She found the desolate clearing, once vibrant, now barren and skeletal. With trembling hands, she began the complex, physically demanding ritual of the heartwood restoration. Faint tendrils of light struggled to emerge from her fingertips, battling against the oppressive darkness of the dying woods. She poured every ounce of her obedient magic into the spell, following every instruction, every ancient syllable. But as the final word faded, nothing happened. The woods remained dead, the oppressive silence unbroken. Amara collapsed, utterly drained and defeated, the failure a crushing blow to her identity. Desolation consumed her. Every rule, every lesson, every sacrifice she had made for obedience felt meaningless. Had her entire life been built on a lie? The discarded scroll lay beside her, a testament to a path that had led only to ruin. A sudden, iridescent shimmer caught her eye. A tiny, vibrant sprite, no bigger than her palm, zipped into view, its light a stark contrast to the gloom. It was Kiko, known for his irreverent spirit and uncanny insight. He hovered, his tiny eyes filled with a knowing concern. "The heartwood isn't broken, Amara," Kiko chirped, his voice like tiny bells. "It's been betrayed. It needs connection, not just correction. You can't heal a wound with a rule." He gestured towards the lifeless trees, a subtle, warm light radiating from his small form. Amara recoiled. Betrayed? What nonsense! The ancient ways are sacred. They are the only truth. She clutched at the familiar comfort of the coven's teachings, the immense weight of tradition pressing down on her, making her resist Kiko's words. "What if the rules are the cage, not the path?" Kiko challenged, hovering closer, his tiny hands reaching out as if to touch her heart. "What if the magic you seek is not in the scroll, but in the spark you've suppressed within yourself?" His gaze was piercing, demanding she look within. A flicker of memory. A younger Amara, vibrant and unburdened, conjuring playful, swirling lights from her fingertips. Then, a younger Mama Ngozi, her expression gentle but firm, guiding her small hand towards rigid, glowing magical diagrams, shaping her spontaneity into strict adherence. The internal struggle raged. She recalled moments of stifled creativity, flashes of intuitive magic dismissed as childish whims. The whispers of her true self, long silenced, began to stir, battling against the ingrained dogma of obedience. With a trembling breath, Amara made a choice. It was a terrifying leap of faith, an act of quiet rebellion. She placed her hands on the rough, lifeless bark of a gnarled tree, closing her eyes, not to cast a spell, but to feel, to listen to the silent plea of the heartwood. A soft, mournful melody escaped her lips, not an incantation from a scroll, but a raw, emotional song born from her soul. It was a lament for lost magic, a prayer for renewal, a defiant declaration of hope. Her magic flowed, not as a rigid current, but as a warm, living river. Kiko, sensing the shift, danced around her, no longer just mischievous, but a conduit of pure, untamed joy. He wove his own iridescent light into her song, amplifying her emotional magic, creating a symphony of raw, vibrant power that pulsed through the desolate clearing. The woods responded, not with whispers, but with deep, resonant hums, a slow, powerful awakening. Life began to seep back into the barren earth, not in ordered rows, but in wild, vibrant bursts of color and light. The heartwood was healing, not just restored, but reborn. The magic of the woods was transformed. It was more potent, more diverse, a chaotic symphony of ancient wisdom and newfound freedom. Bioluminescent flora pulsed with energy, and unseen creatures stirred, their forms shimmering with the revitalized magic. Amara felt a profound shift within herself. The chains of obedience had shattered, replaced by a deep sense of empowerment. She was no longer just a follower. She was a bridge, a conduit for a magic that was both ancient and fiercely new. She returned to the coven, not with triumphant fanfare, but with quiet conviction. She stood before Mama Ngozi, explaining what had transpired, not seeking praise, but sharing a profound, undeniable truth that defied the sacred texts. Mama Ngozi, initially resistant, saw the undeniable evidence of the revitalized woods, now pulsing with a vibrant, untamed energy. She acknowledged the limitations of rigid tradition, the necessity of evolution, and the courage it took to forge a new path. A profound humility settled upon her. From that day on, Amara became a guiding light, a leader of a new path. The coven began to evolve, embracing both the wisdom of their ancestors and the wild, creative spirit of innovation. Amara's magic, now truly her own, ensured a richer, more dynamic future for